This is a Nexus 6, and this is Android 6.0 Marshmallow. It's a whole new operating system from Google, and it's coming to your Android phone. Eventually. This year's update to Android includes a whole lot of little things and one potentially huge thing. It's called Now on Tap, and it basically lets any app ask Google anything from anywhere automatically. It's a little bit like every single app on your phone just got a Google Now superpower. To use Now on Tap, you just hold down the home button inside any app. Android then reads your phone's screen and searches for stuff that might be related. If you're in a chat and talking about dinner and a movie, you'll get movie times and a link to the Yelp app to check out restaurant reviews. If you're reading an article about lovely human being Billy Zane, you'll get a card showing a link to his IMDb profile. If there's a phone number or an address on your screen, you'll be able to call or navigate without having to copy-paste from one app to another. It's a really great idea, and it should save you a ton of time on your phone, but should is the operative word, because in my testing, Now on Tap just doesn't seem to be smart enough. This is my friend Ross Miller on the screen. He and I have been emailing and texting and calling each other for years, so you'd think that when I hit Now on Tap, it would know who he is and give me his contact card. But nope, that is definitely a different Ross Miller. And that's the thing about Now on Tap right now. It should be great, but it's actually a little bit frustrating. It's a little bit like the early days of Siri when she got more wrong than she did right, and you just kind of learned to stop using her. Now, Google can fix all of these problems, and hopefully it will eventually, but for right now, it's just kind of a crapshoot. Then there's all the little things in Android Marshmallow, and every single one of them is a nice improvement. It starts with the Google Now launcher, which has a smarter app drawer that gives you app recommendations right up at the top, super fast scrolling to any letter, or you can quickly search by holding down the app drawer button. The new, kind of cartoony Google logo is a little cartoony, but otherwise the design here is a nice, subtle evolution from what we had before. The next biggest change is battery life, and no, you're not going to magically get way more, but you are going to see some improvements. There's a new thing called Doze that shuts apps down when your phone or tablet is just sitting on a table. It helps keep it alive when you pick it up hours or even days later. Android's also being way more helpful at managing apps. They only ask for permissions when they need them now, and the OS is also just doing a better job in general of keeping the weird ones in check when you're not using them. Little things like that are all over the place in Marshmallow. My favorite new one is the share sheet, which puts the people you send stuff to above all of the apps. The volume sliders make more sense now, and Do Not Disturb has been shuffled to a way less annoying place. Oh, and the cut-copy-paste buttons are way better too. Google basically decided to just do it the way the iPhone's always done it. And that's Marshmallow in a nutshell. It's not a huge change, it's just a little bit smarter, and it's softened a lot of Android's rough edges. It's good, but I do wish that Now on Tap were as mind-blowing as Google had kind of hinted that it would be back when it first announced it. And since most of the best features are under the hood, you're not really going to notice them until developers start using them. But really, all of these features just plain aren't going to hit your Android phone anytime soon. The funny thing about reviewing a new version of Android is that you know that so few people are actually going to be able to use it in the next 6 to 8 months. It's actually kind of depressing. We're 7 years into the life cycle of this OS, and Google still hasn't figured out how to keep every Android phone updated in a reliable or a timely way. But don't stress out if you can't install it right now. Even though Marshmallow is Android 6.0, for an end user it feels more like 5.3. I like it, but if I'm being honest, I have to admit that I was hoping for some more.